this were the last song, right? Bill Medley, gone. No, he's not gone. He's still with us. Pretty old guy now, though. One more blast of that. Blue-Eyed Soul. All right. Yeah. Perfect start to the weekend there. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Daryl Hall's a fan of that, man. Blue-Eyed Soul, right? Yeah. All right, let's get situated here. It's a Friday. Cheers. Yeah, always stuff going on. Snowing a bit. Yeah, that's a shocker. That's breaking news. And what else is happening here? Yes, it appears Colton is on neighborhood watch, right? That's a good thing. I feel safer knowing that, right? Tight security here in Buffalo, right? Downtown Buffalo. So anyway, yeah, breaking out the champagne. There. High budget right here. So yeah, Bill Medley. So yeah, I was at Revolver. Yeah, go figure, last Saturday. Picked up this third solo release. I'm a huge fan of the Righteous Brothers, friends of Phil Spector, right? Anyway, Bill Medley, Bobby Hatfield, his sidekick. Two of them came together and made the Righteous Brothers. Phil did produce the first couple of records. And then they went over to, I don't know what label they were on after that. The Verve label, yeah, and they switched, dumped Phil, went on to other things. But that orchestration on this solo album sure sounds like that big full Phil Spector wall of sound, right? It's terrific. Shirts are also optional here at this point in 1970 for Bill Medley. A little like myself, it's July, it's a hot day, the shirt's off, right? So maybe it was a hot day when he was recording this album, and he just took his shirt off. Here's Colton in here on the action. So he likes this too. He really enjoys it. So anyway, really solid record. It's mostly all covers. Version here of Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water, and that little needle drop we just heard there, If This Was the Last Song. Just beautiful. Really excellent stuff. This was at the point he was on his third solo record, like I said, 1970. Hold that up a little longer. And so then he, like the Righteous Brothers had split. He was in Vegas doing multiple shows per week. Like he was there like an artist in residence, you know, all the time doing his thing. And then around 1974, the two guys got back together again, him and Bobby Hatfield, formed the Righteous Brothers again. And then later on, they had another big resurgence, if you want to call it that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, right? And that song, Unchained Melody, right? Him and Demi Moore, right? Getting busy. So yeah, really great music, great vocalist, big fan. And that is that copy right there. What is it? It says it's a promo. Right? Mint promo, $6. So I should show you this. Never seen anything like this. God. Ugh. All right, so there you go. It's a special disc jockey record, not for sale. I don't know what that's all about. So if anybody could comment on that, of course, still on the MGM label. So forever and a day, almost a trillion years, I've always used allmusic.com as a point of reference, kind of almost since the internet was invented a trillion years ago. And Jesus, frog in my throat here. I got to clear that. Soothe my throat with some champagne. Oh, there, that's the ticket. So anyway, yeah, Bill Medley gone. Go get it and be gone. Anyway, yeah, so let's go down to Bermuda, right? Why not? So anyway, this is a steel drum band. This is the real Canboulez steel band live at the new Clay House in Bermuda. So we've taken 3 cruises now to Bermuda. We did 2 out of New Jersey on Celebrity Cruise Lines, like a 7-day cruise in the summertime. And then the third time we did was out of Boston on Norwegian Cruise Lines. And in all 3 cases, we were able to get bumped up to a suite, which was sweet. We get your butler and all that stuff, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, look at this, sponsored by the bottlers of Coca-Cola. So on this one, it's the Banana Boat song. It's just fun steel drum music. It reminds me, and this was like $3, so it's like, it reminds me of, you know, I'm hanging by the pool, you know, just drinking some beers and just enjoying the sights. The people watching on cruises is fantastic. If you've never taken a cruise, I know Vinyl Martini, he likes to take a cruise. He just got back from a cruise. Yeah, there's Colton, there's Colton's ass, and there's the champagne, breaking it out. So yeah, this is really neat. And on here, there's a song called Those Were the Days. I'm going to talk about that one again in a minute. Let's see what label this is. Yeah, this label, never seen this before. Edmar. I don't know anything about that. But maybe someone knows the Edmar label. I don't know. Steel drum bands, maybe. I don't know. It's a real niche that, I don't know. I've never seen I think that's the first I've seen a steel drum record in the vinyl community. God, Colton is acting up again today. Colton? Yeah, I know, buddy. Here, Colton, here. Colton. Let's get crazy, buddy. All right, so anyway, where were we? Yeah, those were the days, right? These are the days, right? So let me introduce you to Mary Hopkin. This is a total blind buy from last Saturday. Did not know who she was. Just saw the cover. Beautiful woman. Late 60s. Turns out she's a friend of Paul McCartney. Yes, it's true. As you can see on the Apple label here. So this is her debut. She was on one of those like Eurovision or, television talent shows. Then I guess she won it, and then Paul McCartney got wind of her somehow, I think through that model Twiggy, and then signed her to Apple Records, and she did this debut. But before that, she just did that single for Those Were the Days. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end, right? They don't end. The good days are still here, right, Colton, buddy? He hasn't discovered his treat yet over here. Anyway, yeah, he's getting after it. Yeah, that was some catnip, Colton. I probably shouldn't have put it there, right? Nope. So anyway, she's sending postcards here. This is her first full length. So when I read about her, dug in a bit on this one, she thought the songs that they gave her to sing on this were a little over her head, kind of like a little like Sandy Denny, Fairport Convention. And Colton's getting into the catnip. He's getting wild. He's a smarty cat. He's like this party cat right here. Like they're getting into it on a Friday, right? So anyway, the beautiful Mary Hopkin. So other trivia about Mary Hopkin, she was actually married to another big big celebrity in the music world. 1971, she married Tony Visconti. Yes, the record producer, of course, David Bowie, T-Rex, among others. He did a few, right? So and he also did Mary Hopkin several times. They had a couple of kids, and they were married for like 10 years. Cheers to you on a Friday, by the way. And then Tony left the beautiful Mary Hopkin, and he for his third wife in the early 80s, I guess. But anyway, Mary Hopkin's still around. She actually recorded an album apparently in 2023 with her daughter. I'm going to actually look it up. I think she's a pretty decent singer. And yeah, there she is, right? Sending postcards. Yeah, lovely. Lovely. All right, Colton. Jesus, man. Here, one up here. Yes, there you go, man. All right. So anyway, here's one. Friends of Embryonic. It's the Lucy Show. So this is they call this post-punk. I don't really like that term at all. It's sort of this catch-all. It's kind of stupid because it's like, so if you think the Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks is the first album, is every album after that post-punk? I don't know. Like Julio Iglesias, he recorded albums after that. Is he post-punk? I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying here. But anyway, I call these guys kind of cool. It's like mid-'80s, like the Chameleons a bit, and that's one of my other favorite bands from England. These guys, of course, from England. Colton is really getting all over the camera today. Anyway, this is the Lucy Show. It's their debut. Like I said, kind of similar to the Chameleons, but really good, though. I mean, not as good as the Chameleons, but Ephemeral. The song that kicks this record off is fantastic. Come Back to the Living, The Twister, and Undone, opening up side 2. Really, really excellent. That's the title track to the record, Undone. And of course, they were on A&M right here. Really great record, $10. I had a copy of this on a cassette that I'd recorded from a buddy of mine way back in the day when this came out, when I was in university time. And my cassettes are long gone. So when I saw that was $8. So I was thrilled to see it. So maybe, Brian, when you're down at Revolver, you'll find some cool stuff like the Lucy Show. And maybe you'll have champagne and beers. We'll get you a gluten-free one. Right on. So anyway, yeah, a couple of heroes right here, Johnny Cash and Waylon. Perfect, right? When you throw a little Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson, and you had the Highwaymen that came just before this. They did 3 records. And then this, 1985, I'd never seen it, never heard of it. Apparently, this is a very rare record to find. This is the most expensive record I got last Saturday, and it was $15. Worth every penny. Really solid effort here. I don't know if this guy's the record producer. He's like maybe cracking the whip saying, why are we out in the cemetery? Get back in the studio. But I think they were going for this kind of obviously cowboy theme. So they're there, you know, they got their sidearms here. They're out there. They're out in the desert, right? And I bet you Ben Rankins goes to the desert. He'd like a jacket like that, right? And yeah, with the sidearm, you could be shooting rattlesnakes and stuff. Well, Ben maybe not do that because he's a vegan guy and friend of the animals. But yeah, confronted by a cobra or some crazy shit, Ben might shoot it. All right, Colton. Going to the Outback. Yeah, and speaking of the Outback, go a little further east over to New Zealand, Ben's neighbor. And he's over in New Zealand. Like I said, New Zealand, say it a few more times. That's Keith at Attack from Down Under. He's having a contest. I don't know why more people get over there and enter that contest. Press subscribe. Keith is at like, I don't know, 235 or 240,000. Let's get him to 250,000. Let's do it tonight. Press that subscribe button. Make a video, for God's sake. So Keith has a playlist. I think he's got 10 entries for his contest, and he launched the contest maybe 2 weeks ago to celebrate his 2 years in the vinyl community. If you're a friend of mine, you should be a friend of Keith at Attack from Down Under. Get over there and subscribe and make a video. Just do it, right? It's the weekend. If you have a minute, make a video. He's got 4 questions. It's all about phobias and seasons. So really cool questions. I made an entry to it last Friday. If you haven't checked it out, come on over and do it. And yeah, while you're at it, maybe get some vintage country or Western music going. Here's Donna Fargo. She's the happiest girl in the whole USA. The whole USA. And she's the happiest one, right? This is a collection of her hits from 1972. Yeah, of course, kicks it off with She's the Happiest Girl in the USA. And yeah, the only other song I knew by her was Funny Face. Both really nice. Kind of bubblegumish country. Great looking gal right there. She's still around. You know what's funny right here? That song Manhattan, Kansas. So when at the beginning here, yeah, Bill Medley, he was from Santa Ana, California. When I lived in Orange County, I worked in Santa Ana, California. And I worked with a guy who was from Manhattan, Kansas. He called it, Mike, I'm from the Little Apple. The Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas. I love it. So anyway, she's the happiest girl in the USA, 1972. And I thought, hey, for $3, I saw this from 1980. You could see her. That's how she's changed her look in 8 years. Yeah. This is totally coming into the 80s. You can see the hair here. Here she is in the back. She kind of looks a little like Linda Ronstadt. Maybe a bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things. But yeah, I haven't listened to this one yet, but I just thought for $3, I'll take a shot at it. And yeah, there she is. It's Donna Fargo. All right, what else? Yes, this is the debut here from Little Steven and the Disciples of Soul. Right? Very similar to Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, if you're familiar with them. He was like their benefactor, producer. He wrote some songs for them. I think he played a bit on a couple of their records on the Southside Johnny stuff, but that came out in the 70s, late 70s, out of New Jersey. There he is. He's looking pissed. He's like, someday I'm going to meet Tony Soprano. I'm Little Steven. So anyway, yeah, of course, a friend of Bruce Springsteen, right, in the E Street Band, longtime member, still at it. And yeah, this is their debut. This is really awesome. Look at that price, $3. It says very VG Plus. It's more like near mint. Plays amazing. This is a great record. It almost sounds like it's a mix. It kind of sounds like Southside Johnny meets Bruce Springsteen in the E Street Band. It's just, if you like that stuff, this is for you. It's outstanding. I really didn't know much Little Steven stuff on his own. This is my first introduction. And I'm a pretty big Springsteen fan. I don't know why I never veered over and checked it out. But I saw this, again, great price, $3. I can't leave that. And I'm so glad I didn't leave it there. And it's, of course, produced by Miami Steve. They're the guys right there. The Disciples of Soul right there. The song that kicks this off, Lying in a Bed of Fire. Amazing. Could have been a Springsteen song. Look that up. Men Without Women, the title track. Really excellent right there. So anyway, that's Little Steven. Yeah, and on the inside, it's cool. The lyrics here on the inside on this poster kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know who this guy kind of looks like Burton Cummings. I don't know. Maybe it's just the mustache. Anyway, so yeah, we have Little Steven and the Disciples of Soul. $3. That was the buy of the day. Cleaned up fantastic. Plays great. And yeah, Disciples of Soul. I'm a disciple of Soul. I guess. I don't know. Maybe. All right. So yeah, what did I do last weekend? So yeah, it was Valentine's Day. I got a story to tell here. So anyway, Patty, we did the draw for the contest, our push to $1 trillion. Alex Beer and Vinyl, he took away the $50 trillion gift certificate for Amazon. Don't spend it all in one place. I guess you will. It'll be Amazon. But anyway, so Patty we did the video, and then she went off to Pilates. We don't go crazier for Valentine's Day. But anyway, she comes back and says, hey, would you like to go? I've got you a guest pass. I'll come Sunday. You can come with me to my Pilates class. It'll be something we can do together, right? And I said, sure. Why not? The things we do for love, right? So anyway, I go, and you got to wear these special socks with these are rubber little things on the bottom. You don't wear shoes, and you go in. There's different styles of Pilates apparently. I purposely didn't look this up. She's been doing Pilates for a few years. Was doing it in Boston, doing it here. There's a studio near the apartment here. And Caroline, she likes it too. She's doing it out there at university in California. She likes the Pilates. So this is called Legree, this type of Pilates. So you get on this bench and it slides back and forth. There's these pulleys going in all directions. It's really insane. And there's about 12 in the room, and the classes are always full. So each person on a bench. Like I said, you're sliding on these things, and they're about 3 feet wide. So the class starts, and there's an instructor. She's walking around with the microphone. She's all mic'd up. It's loud. There's this shitty hip-hop music playing. It's really loud, and it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday. But I'm in there, and I'm doing it, right? And I'm the only guy in there, of course, surrounded by beautiful women, of course, including Patty. And Patty's on my right. On the left, there's this other woman who looks like she's a pro. So we get into it about 10 minutes in. Well, I'm starting to feel nauseous. I don't do rides. Like if you go to a fair and there's, I don't do any kind of roller coaster shit. I get sick. It's just bad scene. I get motion sickness. I do not dig it at all. So I'm sliding on this bench, and then I'm contorting my body all different ways on these pulleys. I'm about 15 minutes in. I think I'm going to barf, but I trucked on through it, made it, did the 40 minutes, but I was off like 5 or 6 hours after that. I was not feeling great, but I rallied by the afternoon. I had a couple of glasses of champagne here from the champagne and beers, right? So anyway, that was my Pilates story. I'm not going back, so those socks that I got, they're just a souvenir. I won't be putting those on anytime soon. But anyway, I can see I did it. But anyway, we're going to round things out. I mentioned Ben Rankins earlier. Band from Australia here, Down Under. Attack from Down Under. Get over there and subscribe and do his contest. Sherbs, The Skill. Apparently, this band, Sherbs, was a band, it's like a teen band, teeny bopper, I don't know, boy band, if they called it that back then, in Australia in the late 70s, and then tried to do a more mature sound. This almost sounds at points, it's weird. It sounds like Men at Work. It sounds like Saga. It's all over the place. I bought this because I remembered this single when I was probably 7th or 8th grade. It's called I Have the Skill. It's really good. Certainly doesn't sound like any kind of boy pop band, but this is a really pleasant listen. They did this one, and I think they did a follow-up, and that's it. Even the Fix, if you like the Fix, it kind of sounds like the Fix at points in this. So yeah, really decent record again, and the price tag on that one, $3 for a mint copy, right? I'm all over it. So yeah, geez, I think that's it. Colton's zoning out. All right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's had a big day of lounging around. He's getting smarty, right? Party time on Friday, Colton. All right, buddy. So anyway, that's a Friday cheers. Alex at Beer and Vinyl, he won our push to $1 trillion. I got to give him that $50 trillion gift certificate. And speaking of contests, one more time, get over there and attack from Down Under with Keith. I'll leave a link in the description so you aren't confused. You can just follow it and do it. Anyway, see you in the next video. And I'm going to enter another contest this weekend. It's called for A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Colton, or Catnip in this case. And he's having a contest, but I started looking at it today. It's like doing homework. I got to do a whole bunch of research and all this. It's not something I could put together in 10 minutes. So I'm going to do it. Colton's going to help me do the research, and we're going to enter that contest, right, Colton? Geez, he just bit me, crazy bastard. Anyway, I'll sign off. Say a Friday cheers, high end with champagne. Nothing but the best on a Friday. And yeah, hope you're having a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.